DeFi, that's the buzzword at the moment. That's what everybody wants to talk about. But what exactly is it, and what exactly can you do with it? Well, this video will help you find out a little bit about some decent DeFi and exactly what you can do with it. So we keep hearing this word disruption, and let's face it, in the main, most of us think that disruption is probably a bad thing. But where it comes to disrupting the current financial model that the world works on, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. After all, right now we are totally dependent on bankers and other types of intermediaries to facilitate most of the things we want to do. If we want to borrow money, we need a bank or a middleman. If we want to lend money, we need a bank or a middleman. If we want to make some money with our money, invariably we need a bank or a middleman. And most things are literally based upon the premise that we buy a service, often a packaged service, and that's the only way that we can derive some form of positive income or return on whatever we put money into. The idea of disruption, the idea of a decentralized system, is simply that we take that middleman, in whatever shape or form it is, out of the equation. And that is exactly where DeFi comes into the picture. Now, as we move forward with this video, I'm going to specifically talk about a project called Daisy. And Daisy, by the way, stands for Decentralized Artificial Intelligence System. And so far, Daisy comes in two parts. The first part was launched, and that was where the artificial intelligence aspect came in. And in short, that was robotic investing, robotic trading, whatever you want to call it, basically putting money in a pot and letting an artificial intelligence program make money for you. And so far, that is precisely what's happening. It is making money. More about that later. But what does Daisy have to do with DeFi? Well, let's find out. Now, this wouldn't be my typical follower on YouTube, but if this is you, as in you can relate to the confusion that a lot of people have around the whole subject of DeFi, then rest assured you are not alone. On the one hand, on the face of it, it's quite complicated, but actually it's quite simple. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time explaining why actually DeFi is very simple indeed, providing we stick to the basics. Like all things, you can have more complicated versions of everything, but DeFi in its basic sense is a very simple concept. So let's have a look at that. Now, ultimately, I want to talk about DeFi in respect of the Daisy project, or more specifically, the Daisy blockchain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you over to a guy called Michael Faust, who understands the entire Daisy project at a far greater level than I do. So to do that, I'm just going to show you clips from an introductory video that Michael recently did to announce the second stage of the Daisy project.
Well, welcome everyone. Michael Faust here. Great to have you on the session tonight. I want to give you a good debrief of the incredible amount of information that's being shared over this last 24 hours to give you some insights into what's happening in the world of Daisy. I've got to say, it's for me personally, it's been one of the biggest announcements that I have seen yet this year. And in terms of this entire project, definitely has taken this project to a whole new level. So let me get into it. So firstly, let me give an insight into the narrative and the story that I am sharing with people, because I've been very actively engaged in getting out in prospecting again this last week. Now we built the infrastructure for our team. And the narrative that I'm telling people is, when they ask me what I'm doing, and I say I'm currently focused on a venture capital raise that is funding the development of a new super AI, a financial technology that will transform the existing financial industry. The second venture capital project that has just been announced, it's funding a platform that will revolutionize the future of the financial industry known as DeFi, or decentralized finance. Imagine profiting and earning equity in two projects that are changing the global financial industry. So I don't talk about trading, what sort of returns people are getting, all that sort of stuff, because once you get into that, you're now comparing yourself against every other bot and EA and AI and trading house and trader in the marketplace. And the only thing that differentiates you from somebody else is what the profit is. And that's not what this is about. We are raising funds for two specific projects. The first one was the Daisy AI, which is not about a trading return. It's about developing a technology to change the future of the industry in the finance sector in terms of how that sector generates its results. It's not about having a better trading bot. That's not what it's about. It's about changing the technology. And this next one is about where is the financial industry going? And it's going into a decentralized environment. And we are releasing or funding a launch pad to facilitate that. So what is DeFi? DeFi is basically decentralized finance, where financial products become available in a public, decentralized blockchain network, making them open to anyone to use, rather than having to go through banks or brokerages. I don't know about you, but I've been in business now for nearly 37 years, and I remember how many times having to go to the bank and beg and borrow to get a loan approved or to get knocked back, and the feeling of that. Whereas in this decentralized environment, you don't need to go to somebody to get permission. You don't need to hand over your ID and every single aspect of your life, and your social security numbers and your address and God knows what else. This is not about that. It's about peer-to-peer, person-to-person, and removing companies and institutions. So basically, it's multiple technologies happening in a decentralized environment, where it can be some open source technologies, blockchain, proprietary software, governed by smart contracts. We already know about smart contracts from Daisy, and a smart contract is ensuring that the agreement between the lender and the lendee, or both ways, is carried out, and the terms aren't changeable. You can't have the bank or somebody else suddenly turn around and change the conditions. But it's basically designed to remove the intermediaries involved. Now, there's a lot of different DeFi-based tokens on the blockchain. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to take you to Coin Market Cap. Let me just share that for a second. Just to give you an idea. So you should be able to see on your screen now, this is the coinmarketcap.com website, and I've done a search for the top DeFi tokens by market capitalization. In other words, how big they are. Number one is what's called Uniswap. Uniswap is a platform to facilitate the onboarding of DeFi projects, much like we're trying to create with Daisy. Now, just to give you an idea of what's happened with a cryptocurrency like this, so you can really see the enormity of the potential. Now, take into account, in the last week, we've probably seen a 50% decline in the price of all cryptocurrencies. So 50% wiped off the market. So this particular top token right now, sorry, the internet's a little bit slow going through. I'm just going to switch off my video. Maybe that'll help. It's basically at $15.31. I'm just going to refresh this. Sorry. Hopefully this will go again. I don't know why it's been slow. I'm showing on a 49-inch screen, so that might be part of the reason. This coin is currently at $15.31. It was brought to the market around October last year. Gee, it's taking a long time to load. Basically, this coin entered the marketplace at less than $1. So in a period of 6 months, here we are. Okay, we're finally. So around October last year, this coin came into the marketplace and it started at less than 50 cents, okay? Less than 50 cents when it came onto the market around October. At its peak, it got up to $43. So we're talking about more than close to 90 times increase in value. Now, even now, when the market has been significantly affected and we're at $14, we are still 28 times the initial value. I want you to think about that. If the housing market crashed, but your house was still 28 to 30 times more valuable than it was when you bought it, would you be a happy camper? I bet you would. And that's only one of these examples. If we go to PancakeSwap is also another example of a token that is like a platform to bring to the market DeFi-based coins. So this particular token right now is at $10.72. Okay, and again, remember, the market has dropped. I mean, you can see the price change in the last 24 hours. It's a 34.9% decline. So across the board. So when this coin came to market, we go way back in October last year as well, it was less than $1. And this coin got up to $44. So again, a 44 times increase in a period of 6 months. So even at its current price, it is still 10 times. Now, if your gold that you held on to was 10 times initial value, if your home was 10 times, you'd be ecstatic at that increase in value. So these DeFi tokens are very, very valuable. So I'm just going back to my PowerPoint now. So I hope that's giving you a little bit of a sense of why these DeFi tokens are so exciting. So in summary, Daisy has been approached by many projects that are seeking funding. Remember, the whole point of this Daisy crowd is to become a crowdfunding platform, a venture capital raising platform to fund different projects. And about half the projects that came to them were related to DeFi-based projects. And they recognized the value of having a large crypto-friendly marketing community. See, all these projects, they're very good at technology, they've got great ideas, but they're typically technical people, not marketing people. And we have a community of people that are gifted and talented and experienced marketers, and close to 100,000 of those already. So they were very attracted to that. DeFi tokens and projects are the fastest growing sector of the cryptocurrency market. And DeFi tokens have outperformed every other token in the marketplace. So Daisy was approached by one of the biggest developers of DeFi projects. These developers have brought to market some of the top DeFi projects. So again, like with Dr. Anna and Endotech having credibility around AI technology, we have people who are leaders in the development of DeFi projects and bringing them to market. So what we've got last night was the announcement of the Daisy DeFi Launchpad. It's a platform to launch DeFi projects and tokens. Now, I want you to really take that on board. This is not about releasing a token. It's about releasing a platform that can bring to market endless projects, endless tokens, just like the AI technology that's being developed by Endotech will be able to capitalize on crypto, on Forex, on commodities, on precious metals, on stocks. This is not about another trading bot, and it's not about another coin. These are two projects that are bringing advancement across the entire industry. It's a hybrid version of existing platforms like Pancake, Binance Launchpad, and Crypto.com. And there's already dozens of projects waiting to launch on this Launchpad. It's not a case of let's bring something to market and hope we attract some projects that will want to take advantage of it. They're already lined up, ready to go. So let's look at the Daisy DeFi token, which is going to underpin and allow the funding of this platform. So we've got a token that's going to be talked about on Cointelegraph.com. Cointelegraph.com is the biggest crypto news website. You can get their updates on Telegram, also through the web by email, and it's got all the latest news. It's the most commonly gone to site to get news. On CoinMarketCap, where I just showed you those different cryptocurrencies, this coin is ready to be listed on CoinMarketCap, and that doesn't happen easily. There's a lot of steps they have to go on to do that. It's already ready to be listed on major exchanges, and it's a cross-platform token. So, for example, some of these launch pads only deal with the Ethereum platform. This is a multi-cross-platform token, so it'll work on Binance network, on the Ethereum blockchain, and also on the Tron blockchain. That's huge when you think about being able to bring projects to market across all three platforms. It's a real use token with real value that will be purchased by the public, not just Daisy users. I've been around the network marketing and cryptocurrency space for 6 years now, and every single network marketing based coin has never really reached its potential because it's only driven by the MLM network. This is not about an MLM coin. This coin is not dependent upon the success of the network. This is going to go out there in the public marketplace. It already has people outside the network who want to launch on this platform. It's being developed by people outside our network. So this is an opportunity to have a second opportunity to benefit from a non-MLM public project. You know, Endertech is not an MLM company. Endertech is an independent public company in the marketplace developing amazing technology. And now we've got a public launch pad that's going to be a major part of the DeFi industry. So how does the Daisy community benefit? Well, each project that comes onto the launch pad to release itself into the public space will give a percentage of the tokens they bring to the market to the community. Like an airdrop. So you get to benefit from those various tokens. Opportunities to purchase tokens at pre-release discounted prices before public release. So you as a member of the Daisy community will get opportunities to get special priced pre-release discounted tokens before they go to the public, where the market will dictate the price. And you'll get first knowledge of these token releases as well. So how do you benefit from this Daisy token? The founders anticipate, and this is through also working with the actual creators of the platform, people who've been experienced around this space, and I've shown you some of the examples already, that the token price will be around $5 when released. Now, nobody can give you an exact number because it's going to be dictated by the market, but they're expecting, based on the history of other DeFi tokens and what this platform will do in comparison to similar platforms, that it'd be around $5. Now, when you think about this, you're getting access to special prices. So the first round of pre-release to Daisy members will be 10 cents a token. Now, this will begin on June 12, okay? So on June 12, the first round will begin. The second round will be then 25 cents. There'll be a certain number of tokens. They'll be available at 10 cents. And then when they're all purchased, there'll be another round at 25 cents. So naturally, it would make a lot of sense to be picking up tokens at 10 cents. And when you think about if they're expecting a potential upside to $5, and you can look at these other tokens that I showed you, in just 6 months, they've gone from 50 cents or $1 up to $10, $15, $40, you know, and some have gone even a lot higher than that. So incredible potential upside. you can purchase tokens up to the total value of your Daisy crowd fund tier contributions. Okay, so if you, for example, are on tier 1 and you have a $100 contribution to the crowd fund, the maximum amount of pre-release tokens you can purchase is $100. If you are at tier 10 and you had $102,300 worth of contribution to the crowd fund, you could buy up to $102,300 worth of tokens. So obviously, the more tiers that you've upgraded to before June 12, that will dictate how many of these discounted tokens you will get access to. So think about that in terms of how many tiers you're going to upgrade to before June 12. And you can stake your tokens. And again, I don't want to get into technicalities. I know some people will know what staking is, and I'm not claiming to be a blockchain or crypto expert, but basically it's where you're locking up your tokens, and that enables you to basically earn like interest paid in new tokens. So it's a bit like holding your Bitcoin in a wallet and staking it and getting paid more Bitcoin for just not spending your Bitcoin. So just by simply, putting money in your wallet and not spending it, you get paid extra money. The public token sale will occur after the Daisy community has been able to purchase the pre-release tokens. So you've got the first mover advantage, and the pre-release discounted tokens are only available to Daisy members.
That's all for now. I'll return soon with a video about how to fund Daisy in readiness for the pre-public offering. Now please remember to subscribe to the channel, ready for the next video.